This video is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform for you to make an exceptional website. Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Ken. Today I will be doing my comparison video between the iPhone 5s, the HTC One, and the iPhone 5C. I'll be taking a look at the benchmark for all of these devices and doing a small gaming comparison between them. So the benchmark tools that I will be using today are Geekbench 3 and GFX Bench. So let's go ahead and begin with my performance comparison between these three smartphones. So first, let's do a boot up test. The HTC One is extremely fast because this has a feature called Fast Boot. Basically, this allows you to shut down and boot up your device extremely fast. And of course, the iPhone 5s came after, along with the iPhone 5C. So now let's move on to the Geekbench 3 benchmark test. So the iPhone 5s has the Apple A7 1.3 GHz dual-core 64-bit processor with 1 GB of RAM. The HTC One has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 600 1.7 GHz processor with 1.5 GB of RAM, while the iPhone 5C has some lower specs, Apple A6 dual-core processor with also 1 GB of RAM similar to the iPhone 5s. So let's go ahead and run the Geekbench test. And here are the scores for these three devices. The iPhone 5s came at first place for both single-core and multi-core score. The iPhone 5C came second place for the single-core score, while the HTC One came second place for the multi-core score. I just want to emphasize that benchmark on devices aren't everything. It mainly depends on your personal experience. For example, the iPhone 5C has a lower multi-core score. It doesn't mean that the iPhone 5C is a bad phone. In fact, the iPhone 5C is extremely fluid and fast, just like the HTC One and the iPhone 5s. So here I am running another benchmark test. This basically tests the graphics performance of all three devices. This is the TRex Test on GFX Bench. So these are the scores or the FPS between all three devices. As you guys can see, the iPhone 5s came at first place again. The HTC One is not far behind, while the iPhone 5C has a pretty low FPS. So the results of the game doesn't mean that you will have very low frames per second if you download a game from the App Store or the Google Play Store. This is just live rendering. Alright, now let's do a gaming test or a gaming comparison between all three devices. I have to say that I cannot tell a really big difference between all three devices because they're all really high-end, really high specs, so it should run almost all games very smoothly without any lag or dropped frame rates. One thing I do admit is that I enjoy playing games on the HTC One because of the bigger screen. Just your personal preference if you like smaller screens or bigger screens. So I'm playing Rio Racing 3 on my iPhone 5C. As you guys saw previously in this video, the iPhone 5C scored a pretty low FPS in the GFX benchmark. But as you can see, this runs Rio Racing very smoothly. You can also of course play some simple games such as Fruit Ninja or other games that don't require a lot of graphics. So overall, all three of these devices perform really fast because they are all considered high-end smartphones which packs very high-end specs. Even including the iPhone 5C, because before the release of the 5C, we all thought that the 5C will be a cheaper or a less expensive phone, but after revealing the 5C, we know that it's a fairly high-end phone with a not very cheap price tag. Let's take a minute and take a look at the sponsor for this video. This video was brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. Squarespace is constantly improving their platform with new features, new designs, and even better support. They have over 20 highly customizable templates for you to choose from. And they have amazing customer service with a support team that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week based in New York City. If you're interested in creating a website for yourself or a business, this is definitely the service to go to. Every design automatically includes a unique mobile experience that matches the overall style of your website, so your content will look great on every device. It just starts at $8 a month and includes a free domain name if you sign up for a year. To start a free trial with no credit card required and start building your website, you can use the offer code KEN9 to get 20% off on your first purchase. I want to thank Squarespace for supporting my channel and this video. So this basically concludes my gaming comparison as well as a benchmark comparison between the iPhone 5C, HTC One, and the iPhone 5S. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.